Benefits Britain has never been bigger. Today, more people than ever depend on the welfare state.
I've got a big television, I've got my games consoles. You know, why shouldn't we have them?
For some, it's an easy way of life.
I am not getting off of benefits, that is just as simple as that.
For others, it's a struggle to make ends meet.
6p. Don't think that's going to work.
Good girl.
It's supersized families that pose some of the biggest challenges.
It's my choice to have as many children as I have.
Some people choose to have 1. I chose to have 8.
And all those kids are paid for by British taxpayers.
I know the system is going to pay for it no matter what because they make it so easy.
Big benefits families need big homes. That's one of the largest welfare bills.
I have a right to a 6-bedroom council house. It's not 18 kids, it's 26.
But some think this is no laughing matter.
We're called every name under the sun. We're mingers, we're dole scrangers and everything. My kids are not mingers, you know what I mean?
As Britain tightens its belt, what's life really like for supersized families living on benefits? Meet Peter Rolfe, 64 and dad to what could be Britain's biggest benefits family.
I've had 14 boys and 12 girls with 15 women. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on, let me start again. 2, 3, 4, 5.
It really is difficult to keep track when you've had 26 kids with so many different women. And Teresa's the latest.
Teresa's the mother of Jack, the mother of Kelly, wherever she's gone, mother of Nathan, and the mother of Anthony.
Teresa's 46. She's only a few years older than Peter's first kid, and she's always popping in, adding to the mix.
Roseanne, Peter, that's Marianne. Who are we missing? Ross. This is Roseanne's boyfriend, Ross. Hello. He's a nurse. He's a guest, he's a nurse. At weekends, there's 15 to 18 people in this house. So you can imagine it's manic. They sleep everywhere. I mean, you've got to see them sleep, and they sleep top and tail. They sleep everywhere. But that's how it is.
Don't take that off the baby.
Over 20 years of unemployment, single dad Peter and the Rolfes have raked in benefits topping £500,000.
The government said, we will not pay for your childcare, so therefore you will stay at home. I think the benefit system is at fault and not the parents.
And now his kids are having kids of their own.
That's Leanne, who's 17. She had twins.
So that welfare bill is only going to get bigger.
Kiss. Oh.
Peter lives on the Isle of Wight. He's been increasing its population for 4 decades, so he clearly has a way with the ladies.
You have women that like you. They become pregnant and things like that. Some of them, I believe, got pregnant on purpose. Either I'm virile, or they just fall pregnant quickly. I don't know.
But when it gets down to business, Peter has to admit that he's not entirely in control.
Standing cock have no conscience. Right? That's one of my sayings.
While Peter's been playing the field, in Ipswich there's a mum and dad of another huge benefits family who have only ever had eyes for each other.
No.
Manny's my lover and also my best friend. Been for quite a bit, to be honest.
Don't be mean.
I'll be with Manny to the day I die, I hope, you know.
After 20 years together, Tim Fisk and Mandy Ball have had 14 kids.
That one's Starlight. She's... How old are you, Starlight? 2? Say 2. Jaden, he's 3 and he's my nightmare. You're my devil child.
Use your sperm, not your fingers.
And the only thing that's grown as big as their family is their benefits bill.
It's irrelevant how many children I have. It's my choice to have as many children as I have.
Yes. That's neat.
I am happy being a mum of 14.
He loved me. Oh, thank you. He loved me. Oh, all love me. If I had it my way, no, I wouldn't want them all. You know, I'm getting a bit old now.
Do you want to go to your room?
But if Mandy had it her way, yeah, I expect Mandy to want another one.
Mummy don't tolerate that. No, stairs. Won't you sit? And then you come back and tell me in a minute when you're sorry. No?
You know, you're doing everything for the children and you go to bed at night. I don't know, it happens, doesn't it? That's where we have our time, you know, and we share a bit of our romance, you know.
But that romance comes at a cost. Mum, Dad and the 11 kids that still live at home share a council house with just 3 bedrooms.
Yes.
But while space is tight, their budget isn't. Tim and Mandy don't get job seekers, but their life on the dole takes in benefits equivalent to an 80 grand a year job.
I mean, what is the problem? We're a large family, we don't bother no one.
My shoes are muddy.
If I need support, that's why we have a social services system, surely. We're entitled to live anywhere as well as anyone else is.
More than 1.3 million UK families get some sort of out-of-work benefits. Most have just 1 or 2 kids. But very few have as many as Marie Buchan, a single mum from Birmingham with 7 girls and 1 boy.
We have Tia, who's 12, Leah, who is 11. We have Latoya, who is 8, Joshua, 7, Alicia, 5, Michaela, 3, Amelia, 2, and Olivia, 6 months. Give me a hand.
Marie's 32. Her 8 kids are all under 13 and all have the same dad.
Are we all late? How could we be late? People know me by the amount of children and my tattoos. A lot of people spot that tattoo and wonder what it means. What is the reason for all the numbers? And I just let them know that obviously it's the date of births of all my children. So you've got obviously the oldest down to the youngest. Tia, 23rd of the 8th, 01. Leah, 12th of the 11th, 02. We struggle now. Don't ask me the full names. We have Joshua, Tia, Latoya there. We got one on my back. That one. Can't show the rest.
But 8 might not be enough. Marie wouldn't mind having yet another tattoo.
I am addicted to pregnancy. I'm addicted to birth and feeding back. I'm addicted to that. She's a happy baby, that's why I could quite easily do it again. I could. Good girl, put it up then. That's it. Good girl.
And if Marie does have child number 9, it'll rely on benefits just like all the others.
A lot of people, I do think they do see me as just trash, really. Lazy, useless, just producing babies for money. Well then, over. Oh, my wheels are stuck. Some people say you should sterilise the mother if they've had 4 and they're not allowed to have any more. Well, I should have told me. But is it human rights that you can do that, or is it, obviously, this is my choice. I've obviously carried all these babies up, they're now here. Which?
Dad does pay £100 a week towards the kids, but it's the taxpayer that doles out the lion's share. Almost £2,200 every month.
Lovely. This is my life, this is how I live, so what else do you want me to do? Disgusting. No matter how many children I have, I know the system always is going to pay for it no matter what, because they make it so easy.
But when it comes to finding a house big enough for your supersized family, now that is a whole different ballgame. Big families on benefits need big houses.
How much is that? £5.
And on the Isle of Wight, father of 26 Peter Rolfe and his supersized family are finding their 3-bed council house more than a bit of a squeeze.
That's my bed. My bed is there, which is a sofa bed. This used to be my room until Leanne had the babies. In this room there's 4.
Peter's house really is bursting at the seams.
This is Roseanne's.
Get out of my room!
Oh my God, look at the state of that room. This is Marianne and Kerry Ann's room. Kelly goes in there with Marianne. They've got no room to do anything other than sleep, basically. And this is Anthony's room. You all right? This is Anthony's bed up here. And Jack and Nathan sleeps in there. Andy, turn that alarm off, please.
Most of the kids don't live at home, but there's a revolving door of nearest and dearest, sometimes 18 of them under just one roof. So Peter wants a bigger house paid for by benefits.
All I would like is a house with 4 bedrooms, big enough to accommodate the children. So you got a room with 2 children in, but room to do their homework, to put their own bits of personal stuff down, so they can move in it, live.
Can you help me clean up out there?
So for ages, Peter's been pleading with the council to give him a bigger house, and he's still waiting.
It's not asking much in the council when you've been waiting 9 years, is it? What's the point of waiting 9 years? I'll wait another 9. I'll be dead before they even think about giving me an house. They would, they give me a house, a coffin. Oh, we'll pay for that. They'll pay for that then, won't they?
But in Ipswich, the Fisks and their supersized family have managed to sort out their overcrowding.
Hey, don't climb on the table.
Don't climb on the table. You'll get shot by the FBI.
Tim, Mandy and the 11 kids who still live at home already get more than £1,000 a week in benefits. And now they're going to get a whole lot of extra living space thrown into the bargain.
Serenity, we finished?
Serenity! Now you're wearing half of your cereal on you.
The council's agreed to knock through to next door. They'll get double the space, but it won't cost them a penny.
That's going to be a 7-bedroom. So it's going to have 6 bedrooms up and 1 bedroom down, and there's going to be a wet room come off that. But they're going to put 2 new bathrooms in, so we'll make do with that and just extend a few of the rooms.
It's reckoned the council will fork out 60 grand for the work. But while it goes on, life is going to be a bit more of a squeeze.
The children have still got their bedrooms upstairs, but we've got now a dining room table in the living room, a cooker and a wash machine and a tumble dryer in my living room, and I've got a cooker and a little 2-ring cooker for 12 hours.
So the Fisks are finally getting the home they want. But some people are rarely happy.
Oh, the noise is horrendous, isn't it, really? I would have thought they'd have moved us before they even attempted to start this work. And to be honest, with a newborn babe, it's a bit much, isn't it?
I am looking forward to be done, but it's just the crap that you have to put up with while it's being done.
But despite the moans, the Fisk family should consider themselves lucky because there are 5 million people on waiting lists for a council property. And the biggest demand by far is for large family homes. And that's seriously bad news for Birmingham single mum Marie Buchan and her 8 kids. They're crammed into a 3-bed council semi, but they want the welfare state to provide somewhere bigger to live.
Right, this is the toy room, slash everything else. It's very rare they come in this room. They prefer to be in there watching the telly, so the telly takes over everything completely. Come on then, up we go. Good girl. Oh, this way, come on. Should we go on this one? Me and the 3 youngest. 2-year-old, 3-year-old and 6-month-old. We sleep in this room. I usually sleep at the top with baby, and then Amelia and Michaela down the bottom there. This is Leah's room, the second eldest. Leah's room. She prefers her own space. She just can't take all the noise, which is a shame. So there's 4 in here. They're okay, you like it, don't you, Tia?
It's okay.
Josh, you're okay, aren't you? Yeah. They love it, they do, but they just don't know when to go to sleep. I'll be happy with a 5-bedroom house. I think I can split the kids up into, obviously it'd be 2 in each room, I think. Split them up, hopefully they can get into some kind of routine these here, instead of being in my room all the time. Need a 5-bedroom house now.
But until then, Marie and the kids will remain officially overcrowded, like more than 1 million other households in the UK. It's just that Marie's is a bit more overcrowded than most.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up!
big families on benefits can often find themselves hitting the headlines.
Is this it, Dad?
And with 26 kids, it's not surprising that Peter Rolfe has made the papers once or twice, with his demand for a bigger house paid for by benefits.
It says here, feckless father who has 18 children by 10 women says his human rights have been violated. I never said that at all. 18 kids by 10 women. It's not 18 kids, it's 26.
And it's not just his house story that's given Peter a bit of a chuckle.
This is what makes me laugh. In here, there's me asking for a little extra rooms. Council leader could get 37% pay rise. Why is he entitled to that when I'm not entitled to a bigger bedroom? He didn't do anything to deserve what he's getting. He's now increased his council, and all he's doing is getting money for nothing. What makes him think he's worth that money?
The headline writers have also targeted Birmingham single mum Marie, and she and mate Sarah think they went well over the top.
I'm just a mum, not a scrounger. It's all benefits. I can't live on £500 a week benefits, says mum of 8.
He said, I would just do a nice one on your own because we'll send you the picture after. Do you remember?
Yeah. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Of course it does, yeah. She was tricked. She was tricked into that, definitely.
The kids I feel sorry for. Honest to God.
And they were upset when it went you know, originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were terribly upset. There's lots of comments on the Birmingham, the Mail website. If you can't feed them, don't breed them.
I think it was the one more about the kids. Half inhumane, half out, let them all burn at the stake. She looks like a dirty heroin addict.
Oh, yeah.
Another one. I have no issues with big family. Just get off your arse and pay for them. Benefits should be capped at 4 children. I have 7 children and my husband works long hours to support us. It was crazy, weren't it? It was like I was a murderer or something.
Yeah.
It's benefits.
It's terrible.
In Ipswich, the Fisks are in a much happier mood. Work to knock their home through into next door is progressing nicely, giving Tim and Mandy time to sort out a more personal matter. They're off to register baby number 14, and when you have so many kids, you have to pick names that are easy to remember.
We've got Electra May, we've got Serenity.
So they're all to do.
Starlight.
Yeah, they're all to do with peace and tranquility. You know, I wanted a Lara, which I thought was nice.
Lara?
Yeah, I thought it was really nice. And what was the other one?
Solaria.
And Solaria.
Solarium is a big...
The last time they were here, they registered son Netheus.
I don't want common names. You check online, don't you? And Netheus has not even come up.
I can't say I've heard of it.
No, and then I've googled it and it's a very it's so rare. There's no they're saying there's no meaning to it when you Google it. Love it, you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for.
And they've been just as imaginative with their new 6-week-old daughter.
What names is it when your baby?
It's a double-barreled name.
Yeah.
Satin Tia.
How do you spell that, please?
S-A-T-I-N.
Yeah.
And then T-I-A.
Do you want a full certificate?
Yeah, please, yeah.
They cost £4.
Yeah.
Who do I give the change to?
Give it to Mandy. She might want it. She might want it next time.
She might do. Going to be a next time then?
No.
Lovely, thank you. Bye.
In Birmingham, single mum of 8 Marie Buchan has also got something to sort out. She's back on her mission for a bigger benefits home. And today she has a message for the Housing Association.
We can't live in that house anymore. We can barely move, we can barely breathe. We need a bigger house, so please, just move us. Now, hopefully I'm classed as urgent, because I am, 4 over, really overcrowded.
Once a year, tenants can ask for a new home to rent, but things don't look very hopeful.
So it's a 5-bedroom?
Yeah, I'm in a 3-bedroom at the moment.
And it's a transfer?
Yeah.
Okay. We only have 5 5-bedroom properties and they're all tenanted at the moment.
Okay.
That's the application form. You've got 28 days to return it to us.
Thank you, bye. I'll just walk out. I wanted them to say, yes, we've got a 5-bedroom waiting for you. You don't need to fill out forms. I don't think it's going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be to gain a 5-bedroom property.
But housing isn't the only battle faced by big families living off benefits. The government's brought in a cap on welfare payments that's affected around 40,000 UK households, and the Rolfs are one of them.
You're going to do a roux. Keep that stirred. Stir that quick. Stir it.
Father of 26, Peter, says the cap makes it harder to make ends meet, especially when you have such a big family.
Yeah, when the cap came in, we lost at least £200 a week. It meant that some of my children couldn't have a new pair of shoes, couldn't have a new pair of school trousers, couldn't have stuff that other children get, i.e. PlayStations, Xboxes, things. None of my children have got them, never had them. Never had them. That's because we can't afford them.
So now, Peter only gets the cap limit. That's still 500 quid a week. But there are plenty of mouths to feed.
Can I have a bit of macaroni cheese with some beans, please?
Will you be quiet a second? I'm doing something.
Sorry, is he mine? I haven't done yet.
Sit down. Where are we at with dinner? We've got another 2 to go and that's it. Lexi chips.
Tonight, Peter Jr.'s been on chef duties, yet again.
I do so much in this house.
Yeah, you do.
And yet I still get barely anything.
Who does the most in this house?
Me.
Second most?
Me.
Me.
You just keep your stuff here and go out and stay out.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
But we're not going to get into a discussion.
You try and get a job in this island, it's impossible.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that. You can work. You can self-employ yourself, make up a cleaning business or something. You can do anything to get money. I can't.
I don't like cleaning. Yeah, I still have to do it.
I do it.
Well, you're good at it, that's why.
I have limits.
Right, well, that's the end of it. End of discussion now.
Yeah, I'm going upstairs.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
But with little chance of a job, Dad has a plan to deal with the benefits cap shortfall. He's trying to claim a disability allowance, which will bring in hundreds more in benefits every week. But in Ipswich, benefits are far from the minds of Tim and Mandy.
What the hell?
Because their new home is turning out to be more than controversial.
I've had threats saying they're going to petrol bombers and murder my family. Quite disgusted with it, to be honest.
There are few families on benefits that are bigger than the Rolfs.
Stop it.
It winds me up.
Who? Leave it.
Over there.
Yeah, well, leave it.
Peter's an Isle of Wight dad with 26 kids, so it's not surprising that every now and again, one of them gets into a spot of bother.
This is a fine. There's no phone number.
To avoid further enforcement action, you are advised to contact the agent.
Right. High Court Enforcement Officer.
This morning, Peter's received a demand for 400 quid from the bailiffs.
What's it for?
And it's his 18-year-old daughter, Razan, who's the culprit.
How old were you in 2009? That's what I'm just talking to her now. She's a minor. What were you in it? She was 13. The first time I known about this is when I got a thing through the thing saying that I owed this money. All right, mate. OK, mate. All right. Ciao. Wait.
The bailiff will be round later, and he's after a fine that Razan was given 5 years ago.
I was just an angry child. And I lost my temper with somebody and had a fight.
As a parent, you have to pay their fines.
But Peter thinks he's already paid out, or rather his benefits have.
It says, we have been asked to take money off your pension credit for fines and pay it direct to the Isle of Wight Magistrates Court. So they can't argue, there it is in black and white. The important thing about this is you've got to pay this money and then dispute it afterwards. You can't produce this to the bailiff. He's not interested in that. All he's interested in doing is rooking the poor people out of money.
But Peter's benefits won't stretch far enough to pay the whole fine.
They'll probably take the dogs.
So he hopes he can borrow the rest from Razan's boyfriend, Ross.
I need off of Ross 197.75.
And he's got to come up with the dosh by 4 o'clock.
Tell him I'll get 200 quid.
He said he can give you 150. I haven't asked him for 200.
Tell him to stop being a fucking twat.
Birmingham single mum Marie Buchan is also having a few problems. But for her, it's the headache of getting her 8 kids up in time for the school run.
We are a little bit late today because I can't motivate due to late sleep. It's now 8 o'clock. My 3-year-old should have been in nursery by now, breakfast club, but we're still snoozing in bed.
With 5 in primary school and 2 in nursery, mornings can be chaotic.
Josh, Leisha, Tia, come on. That's nice. I'll shut up. Amelia. Michaela. Here they are, snoozing. Take over the whole of the bed. Amelia. I'm going to have to wake these up. You're running late. Oh. Come on, wakey, wakey. Oh. Okay. What? Tired? Okay, no problem. Wakey, wakey, do your bottle, yeah?
On school days, friend Sarah is left holding the baby, while Marie does 3 different school runs.
She should have been in half an hour ago. Right, Michaela? Rise and shine.
To get everybody where they need to be on time, the schedule needs to run like clockwork.
Get up, Josh. Josh, stand up. Oh. Josh, come on, we have to go. Get up. No. Up, Josh. Josh, we've got to go. Come on. Oh, my God. Come on, Josh. Walk properly, please. Josh, walk properly. It's just getting them to sleep. They just don't want to sleep. I think I'll put it down to tiredness. Nothing wrong. He was perfectly fine last night till 12:30. So it's definitely not a problem.
On the Isle of Wight, Dad of 26, Peter Rolfe, is in trouble with the bailiffs. They're after 400 quid because daughter Roseanne has an old unpaid fine.
Bailiffs here in a minute.
In a minute, what's going on?
Gonna take all their stuff.
Oh, that's my
The man.
Oh yeah, there's a new law. They are physically not allowed to kick that door in.
Really?
They can only come in if the window's open.
But luckily today they won't need strong-arm tactics.
£400. I just had to borrow that off of my son-in-law. Nightmare.
And with the bailiff at the door, it's time to cough up.
400 quid there. It's just come in, I've just had to go and borrow it. Dribs and drabs. Sign here, yeah?
Yes, please.
This fine has been paid. All my fines are taken out of my benefit.
The thing is, if they've made an error, once you've got all that information to them, if they've made an error, they will refund you.
June 2011, £5.
Right, I'll go and see if I can find some change.
Oh, mate. I don't know yet. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Got some change.
Get them other ones sorted out though, won't you? Make sure that they're
I will, yeah.
Otherwise, next time I'll have to have a biscuit.
Yeah.
I'm starving now. I've not that nice home cooking.
Paying the bailiff has knocked a hole in Peter's pocket, so the extra benefits he'll get if his disability claim is agreed can't come through soon enough.
What are you doing?
In Birmingham, single mum of 8 Marie is taking the next step towards a bigger home. And she's drafted in her pal Sarah to help with a mountain of paperwork, just to get on the housing list.
Please provide details of all the people who you want to live with you.
Oh no, I need to fill out the kids. There's only what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces.
Can you not put 2 in one space?
I could do any.
Small writing.
Okay. 4.
Sarah works part-time, but also gets benefits.
What's Christian name? What's that?
First name.
Is it?
Like Tia, Leah, Latoya.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she thinks the government clampdown on benefits should go even further.
We go to Castle Square, don't we, Marie? And there's people sitting there on the benches. Now, if they've got ability to lift a can of lager to the mouth, they've got ability to go to work. And the government's making it too easy for them people. You know, if they got them picking litter up off the street for their money, for their job seekers allowance, then a lot of them would get jobs because they wouldn't want to walk the streets.
But she's also aware that a big family can be a benefit goldmine.
There is people out there having children for money, aren't they? Yeah. There is families out there. I know Marie isn't.
Maybe not, but 8 kids still means plenty of benefits.
Myself, personally, I don't think I struggle on benefits. I get enough money for me and my children to feed, clothe, gas, electric, pay full rent, so there's more than enough there, more than enough.
In Ipswich, Tim Fisk has been slated for having had 14 kids on benefits, and frankly, he's really fed up.
That's got nothing to do with anyone, whether I can support my kids or not. If I need support, that's why we have a social services system, surely.
And to make matters worse, their dream of a new, bigger home at the taxpayers' expense has become a bit of a nightmare. Some of the locals are far from happy.
Well, this morning, funny letters come to Mr. and Mrs. Benefit. And it says, "Good morning, John. Your chimney's gone. Smoke won't puff anymore. You went to bed with a sleepy head and found you had an extra front door from friend bedroom tax." I mean, I don't know whether to take that threatening or serious, because on the social network, I've had threats saying they're going to petrol bomb us and murder my family. My God, who in their right mind is going to be writing things like that and put their picture up there? I mean, I take that serious, I really do.
So seriously that he set up his own surveillance system.
I ended up putting cameras up because we were getting verbal abuse. The person on the corner when this happened was shouting out, "Oh, get your fucking mini kids out of this house. We don't want you to fucking live up here, you dirty fucking mingers." Right, cameras here, who's taking that? Me.
Tim's even kitted out Mandy and the kids with hidden cameras to record any aggro on the school run.
On the street, we've had verbal abuse, people shouting at you, we've had cars pull up, shout at you, wheels spin off, fingers stuck up at Mandy.
We've only agreed to take the house and put up with the crap for the kids because they need their space. They want their friends round, and at the moment they can't have anyone round.
I ain't going to be dictated. No one in their life's going to be dictated and told how many kids you can have. That's not right. Well, it's pissed me off so much with all the crap people keep writing and making up. Do you know what? I think I'll have another one.
And when the knock-through's finished, they might even have enough space.
Hello, here's Peter, Malcolm, Rolf.
On the Isle of Wight, Peter Rolfe, a man who's fathered 26 kids with 15 different women, is still after that bigger benefits home.
If they give me a 4-bedroom house with bigger rooms, that will alleviate the problem.
And he's still after extra disability benefits.
Myself, I can sleep downstairs because I can't get upstairs much at the moment.
Disability would also mean the cap holding down his benefits would be lifted.
Let me sit there, Nathan. I want to sit there, Nathan.
And that would bring back the cash the government benefit reforms took away.
I get just under £500 a week. Before the benefit cap, I was having about £700–800 approximately a week, yeah, which allowed you to live comfortably. That's a major drop, and it affected us straight away, instantly, because what happens is they didn't drop the price of food. The price of food was going up. So at the end of the day, you've got a lot of worry and you've got to juggle everything you can.
Right, bye.
All right, love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
But in Birmingham, mum of 8 Marie has found ways to cope with the benefits cap. She goes the extra mile if there's a sniff of a bargain.
Swipe for the best bits.
All that on there, 15.78, and that one. Yeah, who's got a fiver?
Yeah, we'll take some.
There you go, we are gone. Here he goes, there you go, we are.
You're buying in bulk, and it's cheaper, a lot cheaper than what they originally sell it for.
Marie's £500 a week has to feed a lot of mouths.
Gotta get some mutton. Mutton. Right then. Right then. I think we've got enough now. Don't need no more.
But at the end of the day, Marie at least isn't kicking up a stink.
Come on. Come on, let's go in. Come on, in. Come on. You get paid that amount of money. Obviously, I'll get paid that for my 8 children and myself. So I know exactly where my money needs to go. It needs to go on food, gas, electric, rent is the big one. In bulk, I buy meat, washing powder, nappies. I think it's enough money. I don't see reason why people do complain, because if they do, obviously their money's going somewhere else and they're not spending their money how they should be spending it. Maybe they're spending it on expensive food, expensive, I don't know. Expensive things that obviously can't fit your needs when you're on benefits.
In Ipswich, the Fisk family is also finding life relatively comfortable. And now workers are about to knock through the dividing wall to create their new 7-bed home.
What they're going to do is basically knock one wall at that side and then knock this through that side. And they're going to just seal this up, so hopefully Thursday this should be open, so we should be able to get access through into there, which won't be too bad then.
It's chaos at every turn, but the oldest child, still at home, Daniel, has found a bit of peace.
This is our garden. That's big-ish. And then once next door finished, they're going to be even bigger. I'm looking forward to getting my own bedroom, a wet room and a game room. Get some more animals, get some more chickens, some more ducks. Another big swimming pool, some more trampoline.
The Fisks' benefits aren't capped. They get 53 grand a year, and there's enough left over for the odd luxury.
We give the fish cornflakes for breakfast and bread during the day. So they have breakfast and lunch. For the big koi in there, that is like 300-400 quid just for one. Hundreds and hundreds of koi, but there's going to be even more koi coming in there soon.
Daniel has a disability, so the new house will be specially adapted for him.
Daniel needed a wet room. A wet room, they said, couldn't be fitted in here because the footprint, because the amount of people was in here. They offered that support for Daniel. I mean, who's going to turn down support for any of your children? You're not, are you? So which we was told we need a bigger house. I'm not saying I deserve the house. I've not pushed the queue. I've done no different to any normal person would have done. I've waited, and I'm sure if they had a child with problems and they wanted a larger property and got offered it, I'm sure they would have took it straight away.
Things are also looking bright on the Isle of Wight. A decision on Peter's disability claim is just round the corner, and daughter Azam has broken the Rolf mould. She's got herself a job as a waitress.
I'm the only one that works in my family. Nobody else does. I don't want to be on the dole. Dad's really proud. He said he's really proud and that he's happy that I've stuck to it, even though I hate it. And everyone else has said, like, well done to me in that. So I think they're happy. Like, I'm not going to be a bum like them.
In Benefits Britain, there are 1.7 million households waiting for somewhere new to live.
Get your breakfast. What do you want, Amelia?
And Birmingham's single mum Marie Buchan and her 8 kids are taking the next step to move from their 3-bedroom semi into something bigger.
Bye.
Today, the Housing Association have just carried out an inspection.
They classed it as a pass, so now I'm on the transfer waiting list. It's still 12 to 18 months waiting list, so I will be here for a long time yet. So still just a waiting game really then. All right, let's get your socks and your shoes. Come on then. Oh no, she's not.
And when the move finally happens, Marie hopes it'll start a new chapter in her life.
12 months' time. Would be nice to be in another property for all the kids to be settled in a routine. Obviously, all kids out of my bed, baby and cot, how it should be. And I think working, I could see, or even training, just something, just to prove everybody wrong that obviously I'm able-bodied. I have got a brain in there somewhere. I want to put back into the system. Obviously, go to work, put my taxes in. Yeah, that's right. I want to be a mechanic.
But on the Isle of Wight, job prospects aren't looking nearly so good. Roseanne, the only member of the huge Rolfe household who did have a job, has jacked it in.
Everyone's judging me for it, but I just hated it. I honestly did. All the people there would talk down to me as though, I don't know, and it just really frustrated me. I think I'd prefer to just like work a simple 9 till 5, no split shifts, nothing like that. Just simple and easy. But I suppose it's not that easy, is it?
You quit your job after 3 shifts?
More than 3 shifts?
No, it was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was 5.
But today, Roseanne's dad, Peter Rolfe, is focusing his attention on another of his 26 kids, because it's daughter Kelly's birthday.
It's all chaos because Kelly's got a little party for her 9th birthday.
And 12-year-old Nathan's showing off skills that could easily get him a job when he's a bit older.
We've got to have all the food ready for 6. What I'm doing here is cheese and pineapple. In the oven we've got chickens and that. We've got these sausage rolls and bacon. Don't know what they're called. And we're making egg mayo. It's the cake. I did all the mix and that. She did the icing and then I did the stars on the edges.
You want to go down?
The family's benefits haven't just stretched to a birthday banquet, they've also paid for a party with a bouncy castle. It's everything you'd expect from a decent dad.
In the early days, I probably wasn't a good dad, and I don't dispute that. But I didn't realise how important it was until now.
Right, all in front of the bouncy castle?
I would challenge anybody to come and do what I do for the children. Come and do it. You all criticise me, but come and do what I do. You can go on there.
But getting the bigger, better benefits home that he wants, well, that's one thing Peter hasn't been able to pull off. Yet. In Ipswich, the Fisks and the 11 kids who still live with mum and dad also have a reason to celebrate. Their home's been knocked through to next door, and thanks to the welfare state, they've finally got their controversial new house.
We were quite happy living in our 3-bedroom house with our children. It was the council that approached us. So if anyone's got a beef with anyone, it's the council they need to take it up with, not us.
It is 7 bedrooms, but the Fisks can't see what all the fuss is about.
Look at that house. That's just a 3-bedroom house with a wall knocked through in the middle. That's nothing. Look at the state of the garden. There's nothing special about that. How's that a Fish Church mansion? That's what they're calling it, the Fish Church fucking mansion. At the end of the day, it's just a council house.
And there's a final twist in the benefits tale for father of 26, Peter Rolfe. His demands for a bigger house may still be unanswered, but the Benefits Office has delivered some good news.
This is my new mobility scooter. It's got this little horn on it, but it ain't very loud.
Peter's disability has been agreed, so the benefits cap's been lifted. And he's got a flash scooter.
That's a light on the front, that's a light. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Top speed's about 6 miles an hour, I think.
Peter may not have the new home he wants, but now, with about £300 a week topping up their total to £800, the family is definitely quids in. Next time on Benefits Britain.
Shut up! Or get the fuck out of your car!
They've actually stopped my money. It's official.
No.
Yeah, going to Cuba. That was my dream.
No one should have to do that for a job.
I am not getting off of benefits. That is just as simple as that.
Alex Felizi's checking in for a visit this week as the Hotel Inspector returns here on Channel 5. Catch that new Wednesday at 9. And after an almighty non-bomb last night, has the dust settled in the Big Brother house? Well, not when there's a shock twist to come. Stay tuned for more drama coming up next.